Welcome back. The California Highway Patrol has warned drivers before, and they're warning us again to slow down when driving around schools. It's a problem that they see every single time they get in their patrol cars.
But it turns out the people who could be putting our kids most in danger are other parents. Our Adam Herbets joins us now with more in this special report. Adam?
Kurt, Courtney, when we went out on the streets with CHP officers for about an hour, we saw them write more than a dozen tickets. And as we watched, we heard the drivers make their cases, and we saw them try to get off the hook. The thing is, CHP's message is they don't care about excuses. They care about the safety of our kids.
Foothill High School in East Bakersfield is just like any other school in Kern County.
We're very much a Foothill family here.
In some ways that's good, and in some ways that's bad.
Got one coming too.
In this case, it's one of many schools located off of a major highway with a 55-mile-per-hour speed limit. October last year, that highway was coated in blood.
I could tell like some of her teeth had been knocked out. No, she did not look like she was gonna make it.
17-year-old Gina Fields ended up making it after all, but her condition hasn't been good. The other teen has gone through a few surgeries on her leg, but is all right. The driver that hit them admits she was distracted, going too fast and looking for something in her center console.
Some people just don't pay attention to their surroundings. They don't see children, going to school.
People drive too fast in school zones all the time. City Council member Bob Smith thinks it's a problem everywhere.
Everywhere in Bakersfield, speeds are very fast. Life is fragile, and we lost 35 people last year to traffic accidents. A violent death, and we injured 1,000 more.
Do you have any idea how fast you were going?
35.
Okay, actually I got you at 38.
We went out with CHP to see how common speeding is and watch them write 15 tickets in about an hour.
I'm getting a 10.
I got some extras.
That's one every 4 minutes.
No, it really doesn't surprise me.
And it would have been more if CHP brought more officers.
Did you see the children walking there on the west shoulder?
Uh-huh.
You did? Okay.
What can you say? It's the law. I broke it.
Dan Fallis tries to keep kids at school safe on a regular basis. Before joining the Highway Patrol at the age of 21, he had 5 tickets. His first was 2 weeks after getting his license for speeding from a CHP officer.
That was pretty bad, but I learned pretty quick.
So Fallis helped us clear up some of the fallacies drivers think that might get them in trouble.
I'd say actually probably just about every morning that I work at school zone, there's always a close call.
First, you probably can't talk your way out of a ticket.
I never get out of speeding tickets. There's nothing I can ever do to get out of a speeding ticket.
For in school zone, I'm not too lenient. I'd rather the kids be safe.
I hear all sorts of stories, and it doesn't work for me.
And it doesn't matter how fast other people are going. If you're going too fast, you're going too fast.
Well, there's no going with the flow of traffic, ma'am. It's 25 miles per hour, especially when kids are here.
No matter how much over the limit you're driving.
It can be 5 miles, it can be 10 miles.
They have more important things to worry about, honestly. I wasn't like...
Than speed limits near schools? A lot of people think that there's some sort of buffer between the normal 55-mile-per-hour speed zone and the school zone.
It all of a sudden cuts down because of the school zone.
But there isn't.
No, once you're in a school zone, you're in that school zone.
Plus, if you think you can get out of a ticket because you think the officer won't show up in court...
I'm fighting this like tooth and nail.
Usually they do, because they're required to if they're on the clock. And although speeding is the most common...
You know you're supposed to have your license on you at all times when you're driving a car?
Yeah.
Just walk down to the crosswalk before crossing the street, okay?
That isn't the only thing putting your kids in danger.
Unfortunately, most of our problems come from the parents.
Distracted driving, double parking, and even forcing your kids to jaywalk across the street.
And a lot of them will let the kids out on the driver's side, the traffic side, which is dangerous. I mean, if the kid runs out.
CHP wants you to know that it's not their job to be nice or friendly or lenient. It's their job to enforce the law and keep people safe.
Of course he wasn't nice. He just was like, he just repeats himself over and over what they tell him to say. Well, ma'am, this is a school zone. Well, ma'am, this is a school zone.
But it's also their job to teach people how to be safe so they don't have to hear any more embarrassing excuses.
That should be the parents' #1 goal, whether it be your kid or somebody else's kid.
That's why their advice to drivers, especially parents, is to leave earlier in the morning so you're not in a rush. And always pay attention to your speed and kids on the road.
I don't know. I was over the speed limit. That's all I know. There's no kids on the yard or out in the street or anything. This is a high school. It's not a grammar school.
So you're a little frustrated.
I gotta go.
I was just minding my own business. I didn't even think I was speeding. I had no clue that they were going to pull me over.
Plus, here comes the obvious one. Turn off your cell phone. That goes for drivers and students.
Just be extra cautious. Those are our kids that are going to school.
When we were out there, obviously we saw people slowing down as soon as they saw the CHP or as soon as they saw our cameras, and that's okay, whatever it takes for people to slow down. But still, officers say that after a driver almost gets pulled over, it only takes them a few days for them to go back to the way that they used to drive. Reporting in studio, Adam Herbetz, Eyewitness News. Kurt?